Well, hello there, you guys, and welcome to What's the Tea with Gen X, Y, and Z. We are three generations, three perspectives, one cup of truth. So get ready for a refreshing take on hot button topics because we're going to be brewing up a steaming hot take on today's most pressing issues, where we're going to dish on everything from social justice to pop culture. With humor, honesty, and a little healthy debate, we're going to sip the tea, we're going to spill the honest truth, and then we're going to find common ground across the generational gap. This show is guaranteed to what? Stir the pot. So, in case you're wondering who the magnificent, wonderful host is in the middle, the hostess with the mostest, I am Dr. Melissa, and I represent, what do you think? Yeah, the X generation, the best generation.
And I am Amber, holding it down for us millennials.
How's everybody doing? I'm Zion, as always, keeping it real for Gen Z.
Good job. You threw her off.
Oh, he mixed it.
Because she was over here mimicking me.
He mixed it up, y'all.
I'm just a go with the flow type of guy.
Y'all, if y'all haven't noticed yet, they never know exactly what I'm going to say.
No, we don't.
And so I say it just to throw them off a little bit. And I love it. So, yeah.
It don't throw us off. We just be happy that you just want to be a little extra. Hey, amen. As you should.
Representing the Xers. So, you guys. So, today's topic is going to be interesting because it is starting off from the premise that there's a generational divide.
Yep, absolutely.
So typically we throw a topic out there, we talk about something, and then we sort of parse through the different perspectives from the generation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But today we're starting off straight out the gate saying there's a generational divide.
Yeah.
Right? So what we're going to tiptoe through today is, it's kind of like, who taught you that? We're going to talk about lessons that we learned or we were taught specifically in our generation about life in general, about marriage, about love, about success, about mental health, about whatever.
Yeah.
What are some of those key lessons that you learned from the people that reared you, which is the previous generation, that that sort of shaped how you see things, and what things that you realized was like Bobby Boucher, mama wrong again.
Ooh, we'll be sitting here all day with all of the all of the stuff that I was told. Ooh, child. I'm still trying to unlearn it. Okay.
Oh,
trying to unlearn it.
Now you went somewhere with
trying to unlearn it.
Unlearn.
Absolutely what I
Okay.
said.
Yeah.
Trying to unlearn it.
Oh, okay. So you can learn something and unlearn it. You're not tethered to it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely not. Especially once it started going bad and wrong real fast. I was like, oh yeah, no, we got to change the game up a little
Well, dish on it. Do share. What are some of those lessons that you learned or you were taught?
A lot of what I was taught for real was because I'm so bold and I'm so I generally say what's on my mind and don't think about it. And
Yo,
There was
No, I was just like, I was acknowledging what she was saying.
But it was a
Did you?
No,
You got it too, right?
no, that was.
it was a different kind
I don't know what y'all caught, but whatever was caught was not supposed to be sent.
Typically,
in that way.
somebody goes,
No, I was
but
just
he
like,
went, okay.
That's my tone. That's my case. I'm just like
I'm sorry.
I mean, listen, I know there is
That was
definitely
not
there is
intentional.
some self-awareness here, okay, guys.
Yeah, but yeah,
I'm not in denial about who I am as an individual. I do know I do the most as I should, okay? But younger me wanted to listen to, my family and my relatives because my boldness to them, now I know, was a little intimidating. So they would tell me, they would coach me when we go in certain places. Hey, Amber, listen, so this is this kind of setting. So just relax and just follow my lead. Don't say too much. Just, relax and just sit there, look pretty. And here I am, little Amber. Okay. Sitting down, not doing nothing, not saying nothing. Knowing I'm a social butterfly. I like to talk to people, get to know people. I like to play. I like to be an actress. Similar to how my 5-year-old is. That is her all day long and twice on Thursday. And she got it honest. But that's how I was coached. And now it's like they was basically trying to cripple me being great.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
That's so dramatic.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's dramatic.
They was crippling my greatness.
Yeah.
because
trying to dim your light, right?
Yeah, definitely trying to clip my wings, trying to basically tell me not to be who I am. And I do not believe that was something they should have told me at that age, because growing up, then I was shy.
Mm-hmm.
I would second think myself.
Lack of confidence. Yep.
Lack of confidence.
Absolutely.
I would try to dim myself down to appease other people.
Yep.
And guess what? You can't get mad at me because you was playing small and I'm the big game. Okay, I'm gonna always go for what I need to go for, and if it's big, then we going all out, or we just staying home.
Respect.
It's just a lot of energy.
I know, because that right
passion.
there,
It's a lot of passion.
A lot of passion.
Yeah, because that right there, I feel like that was one of the biggest things in life that I was told, and I hate that I actually listened to it for as long as I did, because it crippled me to a point.
100%.
Okay, that's a good point. Ooh, Dr. M, I'm like, I'm listen, y'all, I'm containing myself. I'm going to measure myself. Zion, what do you say?
So are we just like picking any piece of advice
whatever you felt like impacted you, that either your life, what you learned, supported that, or you realized no, it was bogus, as Amber said.
I'll pick one. See, so it's a generational thing, but let's go ahead and focus a little bit on gender as well. I'll say one, and hopefully this resonates with the males out there. One thing I was taught growing up is that a man should never be vulnerable and transparent with his emotions, because it's perceived as weak. That's especially from the social perspective. Like, a lot of us men got that ingrained to us into an early age. But the issue with that, I had to learn, just like from personal experience, is it's very hard to enhance an existing relationship, or even have create more relationships with people if you're not able to be transparent and vulnerable with your feelings. It doesn't advance that way. So that's something I had to personally experience myself with my own relationships, my marriage. Like, I can't give her what she needs if I'm not all of myself. There can't be no restrictions. There can't be no reservations. And that's applicable to every relationship in your life.
That's a word right there.
If I had a mic, I would just drop the mics on both of y'all. I would just drop the mic today. Okay, so goodness gracious. Well, and I'm gonna tell you, before I dive into the things that I learned, because I feel somewhat responsible for the things that y'all learned. I feel like our generation is like, we did that. Well, let me explain though. Let me say this, because to your point, Amber, so true. We come from a generation, children were seen and not heard.
Yeah.
That was what we learned. So when I bulked a little bit and I was like, I don't think it was from a thing of trying to crush your dreams or clip your wings. It was really about, there was an inherent belief that children were seen and not heard. Sit down, stay in a child's place.
Right.
I heard that if I had a quarter for every time I heard that, y'all, Dr. M would be sitting on a beach somewhere sipping on a pina colada. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On my own island.
That part.
We were taught that. So what you were being taught had been ingrained, that when kids went somewhere, I know when I was growing up, before we would go somewhere, my mom would say, come here, let me be very clear, we're about to go somewhere, let me tell you what you're not going to do. You're not going to get up, you're not going to ask for anything. If they offer you anything, you're going to say no ma'am. You're going to say you don't want it. I mean, there were times, y'all, we were sitting somewhere, my stomach was like, ah! And the people knew it. They were like, baby, do you want something to eat?
I ain't gonna lie. I think not to cut you off, I think I had a similar experience maybe 1 or 2 times.
You may have, absolutely. Because then it was this thing of, don't make people think we don't have. Don't make people think we don't have food. We didn't. Okay, amen. We were hungry. But it was this pride thing of not letting people know. So being taught that was coming from this perspective of, believe it or not, protection, even though it was very flawed and did all of the things that you said and was not helpful. Me, myself, had to learn how to unlearn that. But it was something we were ingrained. So that takes me to one. There were so many messages that I learned that I've had to unlearn. That's why I loved when you said that word. Because y'all, sometimes we think we're just stuck. Well, this is what I was taught. Yeah, but you can be untaught. Like, it's possible to learn something. I grew up in an environment where, y'all don't judge me, we didn't talk things out.
Mhm.
If there was conflict, it went to the left real quick.
Mhm.
I was never taught that there was another option, that people actually sit down and have conversations and talk things out.
Yeah.
That wasn't my upbringing. My upbringing was, if we got a problem, we're going to take care of that problem by any means necessary, and we can talk afterwards, maybe. If you still have teeth.
I was
But-
about to say, if you within the means of being able to communicate.
And I say that, and I cringe when I say it, but it's what I was taught. So I had to learn later on that people actually sat down and had conversations. So I was able to unlearn that particular way of coping with conflict.
Right.
One of the main things that I learned growing up, and it will go back to you, and it will also tie into you, because I haven't even touched on yours yet. Because yours, I think, is so cross-generational
Yes.
that it's crazy.
Yeah.
What happens in this house stays in this house. We don't talk about our business. Period. Full stop. We don't talk about family business. Period. Full stop. We don't have food. Well, nobody else will know that, because we don't talk about family business.
Right.
Well, there's something going on in the home. We don't talk about family business. It was ingrained. And I'm going to tell you, for those of you that know that I've written a book, and now I'm actually working on the revised version. Ask me why.
Why?
Why what? I'm working on the revised?
Why are you working on
She
the
wants to know why I'm working on the revised revision. Let me tell you something. It's being revised because I wrote the first book, and within 2 weeks, I realized that was not the book. I realized I had edited myself still throughout that book. And I wrote it from the premise that I'm now being brave. I'm moving past this mentality that I can't be transparent. I can't be vulnerable. I can't pull back the curtains and let people know about pain. I wrote it from the premise, and I thought I was there. When I had the book in my hand, I realized I had played it so safe. And there were things that I still didn't say because I was operating from that paradigm.
Yeah.
And so I could either put that out there knowing full well that I wasn't being vulnerable. I wasn't being transparent. I wasn't allowing myself to be used for what I was called to do.
Right.
Or I could do what was more difficult, and that is pull it back and do it over and do it right.
That part. Yeah.
And that's what I did. But that came from the prison of, I can't talk about what hurts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to be judged. People don't need to know. That was a big lesson. That leads us into the thing with you, even from the male perspective. And I can't even imagine it, because I grew up with the thing of, it is what it is. Like, don't show weakness and all of that.
Right.
But from the male perspective, I heard that, and I'm a female.
Yep,
that
absolutely.
to the point that if you saw a male like cry, it was like, what's wrong with him? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It makes them emotionless, It makes
Yeah.
them scared to even want to love anybody like with them full self.
Yeah. And it's not even necessarily like the extremes, like crying or fits of anger, different things like that, but just, again, that transparency of how someone feels. Like, if you was to tell someone like, yo, I truly care about you, or I would not want to lose you, it's weak regardless. So it's not even the extreme displays of emotion. It's just any form of transparency or vulnerability, anything like that. Yeah.
I've seen so many men lose good women because of their ego and their pride.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are terrified to say what they really want to say. Like, I do not want to lose you because you think that makes you look less than. No, of anything that makes that person want to stay with you even more, because you're verbalizing how you feel about me. I don't know.
But from our perspective.
Well, yeah, from
our perspective. So the key is acknowledging that there's something that's problematic. And maybe that's, we're going to throw out some more things. Listen, y'all, we don't have enough time for Dr. Melissa to talk about all the things that y'all know. A couple weeks ago, I said that we were taught a piece of man is better than no man at all.
Yeah, that was sick. I'm sorry.
I said we're going to be here all day. Talk about all the stuff.
A piece of man is better than no man at all.
I'm so sorry, whoever.
No, baby, no man at all is better than a piece of man. Okay.
Because then you got peace for yourself, at least.
Hello.
Peace. So peace becomes a whole different word. But again, I said that lesson was ingrained in the thing that women did not have power.
Right.
And so you needed to have a man. for a lot of different things. Like
know
you,
Mhm.
as a woman trying to navigate life without a man, it was
Mhm.
something was wrong with you.
Mhm.
Something was wrong with you, and people did not respond to you the same way
Mhm.
as if you didn't have that man. So it was really like, baby, do whatever you need to do to hold on to that man.
Oh,
I know he didn't come home last night. That's okay. He did come home.
but he did come home as well.
He did come home, right? But we say this, y'all, listen, so just that we're all clear. We're not saying this to denigrate any of those
Anybody.
lessons, because those lessons were steeped in the times,
Yes.
and when you know better, then you can choose to do better.
Mhm.
But a lot of things that we said or we were taught was taught out of love.
Oh yeah.
Especially, I'm gonna go there. Just I have to, because we're being honest on the show.
Mhm.
Especially culturally,
Yeah, absolutely.
as African Americans,
Absolutely.
there were things you were taught that it was like, sweetie, you don't have an option to not get this lesson, because it could be dangerous.
Oh yeah.
And it could
Right.
cost you your life, especially when you're learning that from people that actually lived in Jim Crow time or in a time of segregation.
Mhm.
So my mom was teaching me things, and I was like, hey, we're going to the regular school now.
Yeah.
But in her mind and her experiences, she had to go around the back of the store and be served through a window and could not go into the store.
Right.
I can recall walking on the sidewalk with my grandfather, and a Caucasian lady walked up, and she was very pleasant and was speaking to him, and he stepped off the sidewalk and pulled me as well to step off the sidewalk.
Yeah.
She was a little bit older than me,
Yeah, absolutely.
but he was an elderly man, but it was ingrained.
Yeah.
So some of these lessons came from a need to protect. Like I do believe, even in your case, it was sort of like, hey, Amber, we don't want people to think that you're forward. That's what they used to say back then. She's so forward. She's so unruly. She's not manable. We don't want people to
Unruly.
think that. Yeah. Because y'all got this thing where
Unruly.
y'all
It's
think
because
y'all
I'm
can just
rude.
say what you feel.
I mean, I'm gonna say it, but at least I ain't gonna say no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Lie to you.
Yo.
At least I'm gonna let you know what it is. I ain't gonna.
But when we were
sugarcoat it.
growing up, the disrespect was in saying it.
I mean,
You understand? The disrespect was in having a thought,
Yeah.
having an opinion.
Right.
That was the disrespect.
Mhm.
If you listen, you want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
You're seen and not heard. Why are you chiming in on anything?
Right.
Like even, I don't want this to eat. I just got traumatized thinking about that. It wasn't like you had an option of what you were going to eat or where.
Mm. Dang. Well,
Yeah.
where?
Now wearing is
Dang, boy.
wild. Now
Yeah,
eating,
well,
I can understand that
wear
because
is
I say
crazy.
that now. But wearing is different. Right there, it's wild. Ooh,
Really?
yeah. I don't. Ooh, yeah. If my mama was telling me what I could and couldn't wear, and I know you purchased the clothes, you know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't have bought something that you knew I couldn't wear. So like now you trying to tell me what to wear after you already purchased the clothes is wild. Like I don't.
That's logical. I'll be honest with you. That's really logical.
I don't think that like that's no. I'm just saying that's just my thought process behind it. I mean,
I'm just smiling because I'm like, your logic is good.
No, it really
And it
is,
doesn't
though.
make sense why we were bought clothes and then had to be policed on what to wear.
what to wear?
But-
Like you wouldn't have bought it. So like, how you gonna tell me what I
or
can't?
it was okay. Some extras might deviate from me on this. For me, we were poor, so we didn't buy clothes. So clothes were given to us. So whatever came in that big garbage bag that somebody had donated may or may not have met with the approval of my mom. So some things I pull out, she'd be like, "Put that right on back. You're not wearing that." Or some things what she'd be like, "Well, that's too tight," and I'm like, "Well, that's too tight. That's too yeah." So yeah.
It's too revealing. It shows too much skin.
Okay, so here's the question. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw it at you.
Okay.
Because what we are talking about is not just what we learned, how do we unlearn it?
Right.
That is such a big one. Like, help us with, first of all, how did you become aware that it was not correct? And then how did you decide, to dismantle those beliefs?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
So like I said, the process of learning it is this social belief as well. So I feel like that like kind of exists over all families, and then if we talk about from a cultural perspective, I do feel like it's more prevalent in our community. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But I think men in general will be able to still grasp and somewhat relate to the concept as well. For me, having a previous model like when you transition into adulthood, and then you have relationship with friends, and you have relationships with significant others and even family members. Like, you start to notice, if you're paying attention, you can't really ever advance in those relationships the way you would want to, without that vulnerability, without that transparency, without even taking that person to the side. It's like, hey, I would like to grow in this area. Like, just being real. And then also, just to kind of expand on what, like, the first thing I said about just men being taught not to be transparent, we're also not taught to receive, we're taught to take. So then it's just like, even sometimes in relationships, when people want to give, and it's not always materialistic, it's not always physical, but just give their emotions, we don't always know how to handle it, because we're internalizing our own feelings. So it's like, how can we handle someone else's feelings when we can hardly hold our own? So that's just things I personally experienced in existing relationships when I transitioned into adulthood. And I was like, man, this is not working. And I'll give a lot of credit to, again, my faith, showing me there's different ways to handle relationships, that there's nothing wrong with loving without limits. I'm a big advocate for loving without limits. I don't care how stupid society might say you look, or how crazy you might look. There's nothing helpful about holding those emotions in. And then another model I would say was really helpful was my stepdad. Like, I've never personally seen a man be vulnerable and transparent without fear of how other people would perceive him, because that's just your heart wide guarded. So then when you see that model, those two models of my stepdad and then my faith, and then just you get curious, so you try to apply it, because it's like, man, if I don't have to internalize these feelings, if I don't have to be scared to receive something without owing something to that same person, what would that do in my life? And so I applied it, and it worked. It worked. It doesn't always work for everyone, but again, the risk, the risk of loving is sometimes to endure pain.
Ooh.
But that pain teaches you just how to love better if you're handling it right. So
That's a good word.
That
right
was
there.
that preach. And to my brothers out there that's listening, I hope you really locked in on
take
that,
heed.
and my sisters as well, because as time evolved, we became more hardened in that way as well.
Absolutely.
Just to the point, it was like, hey, don't give of yourself, don't let anybody in. It's more prevalent with males, because for males it was just, it's from yay high they're taught that. You'll see, I've been out at stores and seen like a little boy crying, and his dad, you can tell the dad is not doing it out of a sense of trying to hurt his son, but in his mind he's thinking, I'm trying to train him. Hey, why you crying? Stop all that crying. Man, boy, you're a big boy, you don't cry.
Yep.
And you're thinking you're helping that child, and honestly what you're saying is, I want you to feel an emotion, but not express an emotion. I want you to feel hurt, but not show it. That's the message from very young. And I think now it's become more pain and hurt and disappointment and rejection has caused all of us, the whole,
Absolutely.
the world in general, we've skewed toward being more hardened and more guarded and more jaded.
Yep.
Is the word.
That's why we have all these emotional and mental health issues, because we're going into adulthood and we don't know how to handle those emotions. We're internalized, but we're not supposed to. So that's why you can't manage them like that. We're not supposed to manage it like that.
The lack of emotional intelligence.
That's a big one too.
That's a big one.
That's a big one too.
That's a big one. You said the E word.
Yeah.
Not the B word. She said the E word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was just
That's a
sitting
big
here
one,
listening to Zion, because like it's you'll be surprised like how many individuals, and I'm not trying to make it a gender thing, because it's all of us, like how we lack emotional intelligence and how emotional intelligence is really needed to navigate life. Like, you got to know how to be able to verbalize how you feel, be able to handle your emotions in different settings, because there's some settings where it's like, all right, this is not the time and the space for me to like legit lash out right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I might have to just receive it and maybe stop, think, and choose before I just lash out.
Yeah,
Right.
no, you're 100% right, but I would say it's a gender thing, like, and it's mainly on us. Like, men, we mainly lack emotional intelligence because we're not. I'll do it for you.
I was
know
about
what
to say,
you're
you
thinking.
said it, not me.
I'll do it for you. Don't worry. I'll do it for you.
I was trying to take some
He just
accountability.
gave her a
You
wonderful
can throw me
gift.
Look,
I was trying to take some accountability tonight. It ain't just y'all.
it's all
us
good.
too.
You can throw me the oop. I'll dunk it for you. I'll dunk for you. It's mainly us just because we're taught not to be empathetic, and so we really lack that emotion. Again, transitioning to adulthood, and what we don't realize is like we kind of hold on to all these traditional concepts of being protective and providing, and those are all good things. Let's not deviate from it. But like for anyone who's in a healthy relationship with a woman, being a man, they need that emotional intelligence. They need to feel valued. They need to feel listened to. They need to feel cared for. All their struggles, whatever they going through, they have to feel. It's important for them to feel loved, and sometimes just that protection and then that financial providence or whatever else you're doing, that's not going to be sufficient. They have to feel loved.
And that won't
Same
compensate.
way you would want to feel loved, because men want to feel loved too. Y'all ain't all gonna say it. I get it, and it's cool. You know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it would be nice to feel loved too.
Y'all, we're gonna have to. So I can tell you right now, this system shifted to somewhere that we've got to unpack more. There was somebody I heard that says, for women, the most important thing is to feel loved. For men, the most important thing is to feel respected. A man says, if you respected me, I would love you more. And a woman says, if you love me more, I would respect you more.
It's a paradox.
So it's a paradox. And it really does speak to how we approach things differently.
Absolutely.
And I think what you said, Zion, is so key, because I always say you can chew gum and walk at the same time. It's possible to provide and protect and still have compassion.
Absolutely.
And still be open and vulnerable. Like, your protection and provision will not compensate for the lack of connection. It just won't. So then you get to a point where you're not doing life together. You're doing time.
Exactly.
Ooh. And there are a lot of people married. They're not doing life together. They're doing time together. Exactly. It's like, it's like a sentence, a prison sentence.
Yeah, because we're so responsibility focused, but we're supposed to have that compassion too. So let's break that cycle. I ain't mean to solely be on this topic.
No, it was neat.
But it's a very important topic. Let's break this cycle so we can teach our sons how to love. You can be a man and still love. I ain't saying cry every day. Like I feel like I'm feeling some energy from y'all. I get it.
I ain't crying.
Like man, dog. I got you, dog. I ain't saying cry every day, but like there's a time and a place for everything.
It is, for sure.
And sometimes it's important for that person to receive that as well. It ain't always just about you.
It's really called pouring into each other.
Ooh,
okay.
What a concept.
I know. I got that from Dr. Amber.
Yeah, no, I'm saying no, it's a concept because people don't think about that, Amber. Yeah. And I wasn't the first person to say it, amen. So I
got it from you, though.
And I got it from somebody else. Dr. M didn't just wake up. But here's the thing. And Zion did a great job of speaking to our brothers. That's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and speak to the sisters.
Speak to them.
Because here's the thing, as well. Sometimes we go through things. We get hurt, we get disappointed, we get rejected, we get let down, all of those things. And then we build walls, right, of protection. And we say stuff like, oh, that'll never happen to me again. Yep. I was listening to a song in the car the other day. I think, I don't know who the late girl is, but I listen to music. The young ones now, I don't know. They have different names. Like one is SZA.
SZA.
SZA is
Shout
what
out
I said.
SZA.
I said
SZA,
SZA.
that's my girl.
Hey man. So, but you see how I'm saying they don't spell the name. It's not like Aretha. You could spell Aretha.
I understand.
Anita.
It don't be their government name no more.
It don't be the government name. And I don't know the names and stuff. But she said the song. Oh, it was the girl Money Long. I don't think her mama named her that. Money Long. I think she's trying to say like her money is long.
No, I think that's her name, man. It's Mooney.
No.
I know, but I'm saying like that's her actual name.
I don't think that's her government name.
I don't think that's her government name.
I don't think so.
We're gonna look it up.
We're gonna look it up.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's another example. But the song that she said something is about, there was a phrase in there, for the next person to come, I feel sorry for him, because if a heart gets broken, it won't be mine. That was like that was in the song. The song is wonderful. I like the song.
Yeah, you gotta leave her alone. You gotta leave her alone.
But the song speaks to how we now, the lessons that we've taken from hurt or pain or being let down. And it's like, well, that will never happen to me again. As if every single person that you come into contact with is the same person that hurt you. Exactly. And that's just not the case. here's the thing, because we're going to button this one up, because y'all, we coming back with this one next time. And I think we're going to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
Because you touched on some things and you touched on some things. When we start talking about emotional intelligence and we start talking about the inability, understanding emotional problems and mental health problems that can come from the lack of expression.
Yeah.
Depression, the lack of expression. Right? Compression. Anytime you're talking about those things where we are having to hold in, restrain, goes back to what I said. I was taught, you don't talk about your business.
Yeah.
You don't say anything. Same message.
Definitely.
But I will tell you that a lot of this now really has to do with us being willing to recognize and then unlearn.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with what you was taught. I make the joke about mama wrong again. Let me tell you something. My mama taught me every single lesson that she knew.
Right.
Coming from the context of how she knew to keep me safe.
Right.
So some of the times when she said to me, hey, be quiet. Don't go talk to this person. When they come in, shut up. A lot of that was steeped in her experiences of drawing attention to yourself could be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so she was teaching me what she knew. Now, I had to have the courage and the emotional intelligence to apply that to my life now. And to your point, to see, is that working? Is that helping my relationships? Is it helping me to advance in my career?
Exactly.
Like, is it helping me when I wake up in the morning? Am I feeling good about me?
That's a big part.
Right? And if it's not, the lessons that you have learned, keep the ones. My husband has a phrase from his mom. Eat the meat, throw away the bone. Focus on the good stuff and leave everything else alone. Sometimes that's what we got to do. Not throw away everything that we were taught, but be courageous enough to say, this works.
Right.
This doesn't work.
Right.
Maybe the time has changed, and like, you might have been taught, how to drive, a horse and buggy. It don't work right now.
Well, hey, in a quick second, it's about to be flying. Car's about to be flying.
I ain't gonna be flying, boy. You ain't gonna see me in the air of that car.
I mean, listen, they all starting to look like spaceships. Just saying.
It's facts though. We definitely getting that time. You just
I'm just saying.
If I'm in the air, I'm in a plane. I ain't driving no doggone car in the air.
But listen, you ain't gonna be able to stop it if that's what is happening in the world. Like, look, what you gonna do if the world is saying you have to have a flying car? They already. Certain brands is gonna stop making cars that take gas, so that means you're gonna have to get an electric car. Like, listen, you have to move along with society.
I'm gonna keep my 2023 Kia Forte.
If it ain't,
I'm gonna pay the property tax.
If you can't get no gas, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna find a way to concoct
and this is
my
how
own.
Sometimes
man.
we go.
You're not gonna see me in the air in no car.
I'm just saying. Sometimes we are forced to do things that we don't want to do.
I'll start walking.
Oh, have fun with that.
Here's the beautiful thing, y'all. So just so y'all know that whenever we do these shows, the task of trying to name the show falls on Dr. Melissa. And so I'm trying to figure out now what we name this show, because we've talked about flying and we've talked about a lot of stuff. But anyway, listen, you guys, I want to thank you for joining us today. Listen, we got to keep this conversation brewing. We've got to ask questions. We've got to listen to understand. And then we've got to acknowledge the unique challenges that each generation faces. And then, y'all, we got to look for that common ground, because trust me, it's there. So until next time, keep on sipping and keep on talking. Tune in next time for another thought-provoking and entertaining conversation that bridges the generational gap, one cup at a time. See you next time.